Okay, folks, I'm going to call this special meeting of the County Board to order at, I got 6:02. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Carter. Here. Coert. Esri.
Here.
Farney.
Here.
Furtado. Greer. Hanauer Friedman. Locke.
Here.
Lokshin.
Here.
Michaels. Present. Pugh.
Present.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Rogers.
Present.
Sexton. Smith. Storr.
Present.
Straub.
Yes.
Taylor.
Here.
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 Okay. Sorry. Wilson
Here.
and Patterson.
Here.
Blessedly, we have a quorum. Thank you. Would the clerk please read the notice of the meeting?
Notice is hereby given that a special meeting of the County Board, Champaign County, Illinois, will convene on January 31st, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the Shields Carter Meeting Room, Brookins Administrative Center, 1776 East Washington Street, Urbana, Illinois, in said county, Illinois, for the purpose of appointing a county coroner and any other business pending before the board, which said meeting shall continue in session from day to day until the completion of said business.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve both agenda and addenda? Okay. Esri with the motion and Carter with the second. Discussion. Could I have a motion to amend the addenda item for the IFAB Tech Hub match from $25,000 to $10,000? That was a typo. Mr. Farney.
I would make a motion that we adjust in the last full paragraph to $10,000.
Thank you. Can we have a second to that? Okay, we have a second with Jenny Lokshin. All right. Motion to amend the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Motion to approve the agenda. All right, excuse me. Vote in. Could I have all in favor of approving, all in favor of approving the amended agenda and addenda signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Is there any public participation? Not seeing any. Communications from board members. Go ahead, Brett.
Thanks. Just letting people know, something that's happened last month that I found out about is the university is trying to get rid of the ice at the ice arena. They want to repurpose the building. This is the only place we have skating or ice in the land, about 35 miles or whatever. This building is packed, open to close, or something that's scheduled every single minute. A lot of people that I know for pick up hockey games or skating literally have to drive to Decatur or Danville just to be able to skate. There is a survey online, so I can send you a link, and just please let them know you want to keep it here in town. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, seeing no one, we will move on to new business. Adoption of resolution number 2024-10, appointing Stephen Thuney to the office of County Coroner of Champaign County, Illinois. Can I have a motion? Wilson, a second by Michaels. Any questions? Discussion? Go ahead, Chris.
Hi, is the Mr. Stephen Thuney present?
He is in the audience. Steve, could you raise your hand? Thank you. Now that's
Could he
Steve
introduce
Thuney.
himself, perhaps?
He can come to the mic if you prefer. Sure, Mike. Steve, can you come to the mic and just introduce yourself? Nothing lengthy.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Thuney, and I am here to be appointed coroner for Champaign County to fulfill Dwayne Northrup's term.
Steve has been doing a wonderful job filling in for this position for some time, and I'm delighted that we're able to go ahead and make it official tonight. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of adopting this resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. You are the county coroner, Mr. Thune. Congratulations. All right, moving on. Adoption of resolution number 2024-11, honoring retiring county board member Kyle Patterson. Got a motion from Samantha, second from Eric. Eric, would you read the resolution, please?
With pleasure. Resolution honoring retiring county board member Kyle Patterson. Whereas Kyle Patterson was sworn in as a Champaign County board member on December 5th, 2016, and whereas Kyle Patterson has served the citizens of Champaign County as a representative of the Champaign County Board District 7 for 7 years, and whereas during his tenure as Champaign County board member, Kyle Patterson served on the Committee of the Whole for Justice and Social Services, Finance, Policy, Personnel, and Appointments from 2016 to 2024, the Environment and Land Use Committee from 2016 to 2024, the Litigation Committee from 2020 to 2024, the General Facilities Committee in 2021, the Broadband Task Force from 2021 to 2024, the Public Aid Appeals Committee from 2021-2023, the Labor Committee from 2022 to 2024, and the Community Violence Prevention Task Force from 2022 to 2024. And whereas during his tenure as Champaign County board member, Kyle Patterson also served in a liaison position as a county board representative with the Mental Health Board from 2026 to 2022 and the Regional Planning Commission from 2020 to 2024. And whereas during his tenure as a Champaign County board member, Kyle Patterson also served in a leadership role as the chair of the Justice and Social Services Committee from 2018 to 2020, the chair of the Public AIDS Committee from 2021 to 2023, and the chair of the county board from 2020 to 2024. And whereas the Champaign County Board seeks to publicly recognize the commitment and dedication of Kyle Patterson, who served the citizens of Champaign County as an elected official over a term of 7 years. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Champaign County Board hereby recognizes the services of Kyle Patterson and the benefit that that service brought to the county government, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Kyle Patterson in recognition of his years of service to the citizens of Champaign County, presented, adopted, approved, and recorded on his 31st day of January, 2024.
Thank you.
No one here tired. No one here tired.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations, Kyle. We'll miss you.
Steve,
Yes, go
I'd
ahead.
like to make a comment real quick.
Please.
It's been a long time, and Kyle and I have been on this board for a long, long time. I think Lorraine and maybe Aaron are the only other two that have been here as long as everybody else here. And I've seen a growth with our group and with what we have all tried to accomplish within this group. And Kyle, I really, really am excited for your new position. And I know you'll do a great job in that, and I truly mean that. So thank you very much for being a good friend for both sides. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well spoken. All right. Moving on to the addenda. Adoption of Resolution 2024-12 approving financial contribution to the IFAB Tech Hub. Can I have a motion? So moved by Farney, second by Vanish Theranot. Discussion. And I will add that Carly McCrory McKay is in the audience and is happy to answer questions if board members have any. I realize this is relatively short notice, in fact, very short notice and out of process, but due to the timeline, expedited timeline, it was a necessary step. I think this is of great importance. So does anyone have any questions for Carly? Not for Carly, but questions. Go ahead then, Jamala.
Hi, Carly. Thanks for coming. I just don't know anything about IFAB, so if you can give me a little bit of like background and what you guys do, and I read the memo, so I kind of have an understanding what you plan on doing with the money, but I just don't know anything about the organization.
Absolutely. So I lead the Champaign County Economic Development Corporation and provide leadership to the IFAB Tech Hub. It is a group of 31 consortium members, of which Champaign County is one of them, that is working to essentially make Central Illinois the global bioprocessing hub in the country. For several years now, really about 5 years, we've been having conversations about the best ways to really take advantage of the resources that exist here in our community to Decatur. We've just casually called this the Ag Tech Corridor for several years. We've been working with our partners in Decatur and in the state of Illinois to really showcase all of the assets, the facilities that exist between this corridor. And then an opportunity came about last year where the U.S. Economic Development Administration released and launched a brand new program called Tech Hubs. And it was really to catalyze growth in certain industries across the country. Because of the work that we had been doing and the conversations that we had been having, this was our opportunity to sort of formalize the group and the ask and the efforts. And so we quickly put together an application in about a month and a half to the EDA and said, this is the assets that we have, this is what we think we could do, and we were very pleased when we got the email that we were selected as one of 31 tech hubs across the country. So we got that designation. Essentially, the designation comes with a lot of benefits. It's really the federal government saying to us that they, one, approve of our plan, and two, believe that what we put forth will make us the global leader in this space within the next decade. And what's really important about the 31 tech hubs is we're the only one that is focused on bioprocessing. So we're sort of in a category of our own. As part of the designation, the next immediate step was to put together an application to actually then get funding to do the things that we said that we were going to do. So phase 2 application is due at the end of February 29th. And we have the ability to ask for between $40 to $70 million to basically catalyze projects in our region. We're going to ask for the full 70, and we're submitting 7 different projects as part of that ask. That is a variety of things like infrastructure to build out facilities, workforce development programs, entrepreneurship support, and then just overall management of all of these efforts moving forward. The ask that we're making to EDA is for a 5-year grant period, but this is certainly something that our community is focused on, ag tech in general. We've seen a lot of traction in this space of companies moving here, all different sizes of companies, from startups to large corporations. And we have a lot of really good partners at the table, the 31 and growing, who are sort of helping to make that happen. I did, in addition to the sort of 2-page summary, I added a graphic here that sort of talks a little bit about what we're trying to do with this money. And one of the reasons that this opportunity is unique is because it's hard to get infrastructure money, and steel is really expensive. And so what we're trying to do is basically build a lot of steel tanks in our region. So the graphic here, when you look on the left and it says lab, that's essentially what the Integrated Bioprocessing Research Lab is on campus, a facility on campus that has been around for 5 years now and has had a lot of great success. On the other side, the 1 million liter tanks, those are what you would find and see at ADM and Primient and Tate and Lyle and Decatur. What we need is more of what's in the middle, the pilot and the demonstration scale size facilities. Right now, those don't exist in the US. Companies often go to Europe to do this work, and so that's what we're gonna build here. So we believe that for the companies that are already coming to us and doing all the research in the, with the lab at the university, the abilities that they can utilize and the resources that they can utilize in Decatur, if we build this middle space, companies have no reason to go anywhere else to do anything else in bioprocessing. So that's kind of a graphic that we use to tell the story of what we're doing. There's a lot of other components as part of it, but certainly infrastructure and building that infrastructure is a lot of it.
Brett.
Oh, these questions are for you. That's fine. I could actually say I've actually brewed beer at the fermentation lab, but I do have some concerns about this. I'm going to try to off my sheet because I'm not the best public speaker. But aren't we already needing to figure out a budget shortfall for the next few years? Didn't we just try to remove the elected positions of the coroner and auditor to show the voters we were trying to save money? Why are we considering this then, and why this specific project? And concern I have is we kind of got going on a slippery slope where other groups will come. We'll have to turn them down because of our financial status. We've already told the county departments not to come to us. They ask for more funding. The university has plenty of access to research funds, especially with all their partners. And why are we giving money to the university when we can't even give our own people raises? Thanks.
I'd respectfully like to point out that we have given our own people raises, and I think the board would consider providing funding to folks that came with requests that were also tied in with grants in the amount of $70 million. We're talking about significant economic development for Champaign County, so I'll defer to other board members. Go ahead, Diane.
Thank you. I have a question with this. Seeing that this is something that you're going to need to expand with, is this something that you're looking at within the university area, or would you look at the county as a whole?
So the Tech Hub designation is actually county-based. So it's Champaign, Piatt, and Macon counties is the geographical region of the Tech Hub. So all the activities that we're asking for funding will take place within that hub. Out of the 7 projects that are being submitted to the EDA, 5 of them are based here in Champaign County. And the lead applicant, because there has to be just one lead to EDA, is actually the University of Illinois, which is led by the Integrated Bioprocessing Research Lab. But all of the 31 partners are contributing in some way to sort of the overall effort. We believe that there's a lot of different activities that'll take place within the hub, but one of the things that we think will lead to a lot of significant return on investment is the ability to attract more companies. So we've already seen some significant demands. We've had companies, one relocated from Boston here last year, Boston Bioprocess, and they've added 10 very well-paying jobs. So we see a lot of growth in that area. The other thing that is, I think, important to note is that we are asking EDA for $70 million, but we're using that money to actually have about $200 million in investment. So the 7 projects as a whole will end up being about $200 million when it's all said and done at the end of the 5 years. And this EDA ask is just one time, a unique opportunity that we got as part of the designation. The IFAB Tech Hub as a whole is going to continue to seek other state and federal funding opportunities to be able to do what we need to do. And our plan that we put forward is really going to cost upwards of like $300 to $500 million to get to where we need to get to over the next decade. But this is really sort of phase 1.
Samantha.
Thank you, Steve. I'm just curious about your partnership with the Champaign County, the WIA program, right? So will that involve actual community members taking part in this as well?
So our LWIA is one of the 31 consortium members. So Dr. Justin Arnold has been engaged and at the table with us. The LWIA in the Decatur region is also working together. And so part of this, the way the EDA set this up is actually different than what they've typically done from federal grants before. Usually it's very specific to just one community. So this, again, as I said, it's 3 counties. So some of the funding that's going to be coming out is actually going to be the same types of entities working across the region together and sort of splitting funding, which is a little bit different than way things typically are done. So the LWIAs will do that. They're certainly at the table. They are part of one of the 7 projects, the Workforce Development Project, which is being led by Parkland and Richland in partnership with the LWIAs, the labor organizations, the Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center, and others. So while certain people may be in the lead on projects, there's an entire group of consortium members sort of working together in that space and also collaborating so that all of the stackable programs that will be created make sense together, that somebody can start at Elwea and then go to Parkland and get assistance too.
That sounds awesome. Also, to piggyback off of that, I would like to see a lot of minority, hopefully high school students that's a part of this program. Believe it or not, I know we're not close to farms here in the city, but I think students would definitely benefit from that experience. Thank you.
Leah, go ahead.
Thank you, Steve. This isn't really a question for you. It's not really a question at all. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of feeling shades of like our public defender coming to us with this teeny tiny ask that's going to do a whole lot of good over the next 5+ years. I fully support this. I think it's great. I love to see this sort of thing come into Champaign County.
JJ.
So I'd kind of like to piggyback off of Ms. Taylor's comments there. Just doing quick math on my house. My portion of Champaign County property taxes for 1 year is $638. If we create jobs for new employees here in Champaign County, and we're not talking flipping burgers jobs, which are important jobs. We're talking about people in the building and trades. We're talking about people that are going to be professionals, scientists working at this. They're, quite honestly, building bigger houses than I have. We're going to pay this $10,000 off faster than you can blink an eye. This is fantastic. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see the way it's going to snowball. That initial $300 to $500 million in development, that's a drop in the bucket compared to what this is going to do. It is going to multiply over and over and over. And then you get payroll taxes, and you have people spending money here. And yes, we're partnered with Piatt County and Macon County, and guess what? Those folks all come here to shop. Let's take their money. This is a great investment.
Go ahead, Jenny.
I am in support of this for the reasons that have been described, but I'm just curious about the buy-in from Macon and Piatt counties. It says here they're pending. Has there been any movement on that? And if they don't opt to contribute, is there additional money that would need to be made up towards this buy-in?
I keep shutting this thing off, sorry. I checked in this afternoon, no updates yet. We're sort of tying up all the loose ends this week, so my counterpart in Decatur, I told her I'd report back tonight. The ones who have confirmed so far are the 2 EDCs, the City of Champaign, and IBRL on campus too. I think I forgot to put them in the report. No, it will not hinder or stop any aspects of the application moving forward. Ultimately, the EDA is requiring that there's a 10% match across the application. So on the 70 million, we have to show 10% across all projects. So a big chunk of that is coming from those who are doing infrastructure projects. Another big chunk is coming from the state of Illinois itself. We have a pending application that we're waiting to hear back on this week of $5 million. There's enough, but we're hoping to show to EDA that all the partners at the table are putting in something financially, and so that's why we came to some of the government partners to make this ask.
Further questions? Jamala.
I just have a question. I don't know if this is for you or Michelle. Is this coming from our general fund, or is this HARPA money, or how are we going to pay for it? I guess
It would
my
be
question.
out of the general revenue fund.
Okay.
This goes out 5 years, and ARPA funds cannot go that far out.
Okay.
Further questions, comments? Go ahead, Brett.
Thank you. I'm just trying to get, why are we paying for this and why not the university, which has a ton of money and more than happy to pay for this? And just for what you said too, it's, yeah, we gave some of our workers raises, but there's still a lot that don't have raises. So thanks.
What is the total amount that the University of Illinois is contributing to this, Carly?
So there's 2 different sort of match funding levels. There's true match, which is cash or in-kind contributions, and then there's what the EDA is calling leveraged funds, creating new programs that isn't necessarily cash, but will happen sort of as a but-for clause as a relation to this project. Out of the 7 projects, 2 of the infrastructure projects that are being proposed to EDA are new facilities on campus. One would be an expansion of IBRL, so IBRL 2.0, and then an expansion of a facility within the research park to be able to attract and house and retain companies. That is a contribution. Those 2 projects itself are a contribution of at least $40 million from the university to make that happen. And as part of that bigger number, if we get the 70 million, that would be contributed to IFAB Tech Hub as a whole.
Thank you. Any more questions? Go ahead, Michelle, you had a comment?
I just want to clarify the record for the public that may be watching at home. All of the employees at the Champaign County government received a raise this year on January 1st, and they also received raises last year, January 1st, 2023. No employee was left out of that.
At this point in time, we're getting closer and closer to the start of the opioid task force meeting. I don't want to intrude on that, so all in favor of supporting this resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much, Carly. As we have no other business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, folks, for coming to make quorum on this.